Hi guys, I hope you're doing fantastic. Today you're going to need a band. It's not that big a deal if you don't have one, but if you haven't, use it. And you're going to need a block or some pads or a blanket, something you can use to bring the ground closer to you, or so you can sit on, one or the other. To begin, let's do standing hip circles. Stand with your feet a little bit wider than hip width apart and make big circles with your hips. Keep your legs straight. We're going to go 5 revolutions in each direction. This next series of movements will all be done on the right leg. Leg extension with a pause to the front. Square up the hips, keep both legs straight, and raise the right leg as high as possible and hold for 1 second at the top. 5 reps each leg. Now we're doing leg extensions to the side. Same thing, just raising the leg up, knees and toes to the ceiling, 5 reps. And the last one, toe half circles. Keeping your toe on the floor, make a half circle going back and a half circle going forward. You can raise your leg off the floor as long as you can keep your hips square and your leg straight. Perform all of these movements on the opposite leg, on the left side this time. Grab yourself a block or a chair, something to bring the ground closer to you if you need it. We're setting up to do forward fold. Standing up straight, lengthen the spine and break at the hips, keeping the back, the low back specifically, nice and flat. If it's difficult to come all the way down to the floor, use your prop to bring the floor closer to you. From there, you can then bend your elbows to make this deeper. And then adjust your prop as needed. Make sure you're sending your butt back and reaching down. Send your sternum forward and the center of your forehead down. Feel free to move around in this posture, rocking back and forth on your heels, or even shifting from side to side. Find more space by moving from one side to the other, putting your hands on both sides. Bring your prop with you. You are not limited to one position. Find space. Hold on each side for 5 to 10 seconds. Setting your block off to the side, let's get ready for mountain climber lizards. We've definitely done these in the gym. You bring one leg up by the hands in a plank position and alternate. We're not jumping this time though. I do understand that coming all the way up might be difficult, like this might be about as far as you're getting. That's totally fine. One thing that you might consider doing, I'm only assuming that you're not wearing shoes, is when you get your foot up there, just walk with your toes. Walk those toes all the way up to the hand as far as they'll go, and then work on getting deeper in the hips. Try to find that space. Try to make that range of motion happen over time. Again, if the plank is a little bit easy, you might start bending the elbows to get a little bit deeper in the hip position. We're doing 10 total. Go ahead and reach out and grab some kind of pad. This will be a nice thing for the Samsun rear and front leg focus stretches. We definitely do these in the gym. Now, the first thing is to make sure that your pelvis is square. Don't let one hip rise higher than the other. The next thing is a posterior pelvic tilt. So you'll take the top of your pelvis and shift it back. Sometimes flexing the butt cheek of the down leg will help that posterior pelvic tilt. Really engage it, really find the flex in that butt, and then lengthen out of the spine. You'll feel a big stretch all the way from the knee, all the way up into the abdomen. Raising your arms might intensify this stretch. And then we want to reach up, 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 and then towards the front leg and then back. This is really focusing the stretch in the pelvis. Remember to keep that glute engaged, reaching up towards the front leg and then back. There we go, guys, nice and easy coming out. And now we're taking the focus from the rear to the front leg. Keeping your rear leg right where it is. You might grab a bolster or something to bring the ground closer to you if the ground's a little far away. You might also use your shin. Whichever position you're deciding to take, make sure that your low back is nice and flat. Don't round it out. See, like this. Don't round it out like that. Nope, nope, nope. Use your bolster if you need one. Square up the hips. Relax that butt. And pull the toes towards you. Send the sternum forward and reach forward with the center of your forehead. You can engage this deeper by sending the butt back, pulling those toes towards your face. And release, guys, coming out and switching legs. Same cues apply for everything. Make sure those hips are square. Posteriorly pelvic tilt. Flex the cheek. Lengthen up through the torso. Find that long stretch and then raise the arms. Lifting up, up, up towards the front leg and back. Good job, guys. Coming out of that. Starting to feel pretty good. Moving to the front leg focus. Again, use the bolster if you need it. Keeping your back nice and flat. Pull the toes towards your face. Send the butt back. Lengthen out through the sternum. Send your forehead forward. Lengthen. Good job, guys. Coming out of that, go ahead and put the blocks or the bolsters out to the side and grab that band if you have one. We're going to hook one end of it around the heel of one foot and then the other end around the heel of the other foot. Right? Now, if I turn to the side here, you should see the band over both my heels. Now, what we're going to do is that basic clam, right? We're going to lay on one side, legs stacked, and then just separate the knees from each other, rotating specifically in the hip. If you don't have a band, it's just as easy to do. If you have the band, use it. If you don't have it, it doesn't matter. It's okay. You'll still get the same exercise. There we go, guys. That should be about 10. Switching sides, I'm going to roll over so you can see this side. You can stay where you're at. And again, we're just doing 10. Band or no band, just making our way through the clams. Well done, guys. Getting rid of that band, set it off to the side. Now make your way down to your belly or a prone position. We're going to do a prone bent knee. Now this is when you're laying down on your belly, we're going to open one hip. This is my right hip. We're going to bring the knee out perpendicular to the body, and we're going to put the leg in a 90-degree angle. Make sure that you are flexing the foot. While you're hanging out here, you can move around in the hip joint. You can pull yourself back and forth on your elbows. What we're trying to do is get the hip to come flat down to the ground. If both of your hips are touching the floor, that's fantastic. If you're just feeling a little bit tight today, that's fantastic too. If you need some kind of support, put a pad under you. Make it work for wherever you are today. Holding each side for about 30 seconds. There we go, guys. I'm going to turn around so you can see. Go ahead and stay right where you're at. Set yourself up with the opposite leg, and all the same cues apply. Knee comes away from the body perpendicularly. Leg is in a 90-degree angle. The foot is flexed. You're trying to get your hip down to the ground. You're moving it around. You're rocking back and forth on your elbows. Go ahead and make yourself comfy with a pad or a blanket if you need. Finding space in that hip joint. Well done, guys. Staying in this prone position, open up your legs into a Y with your toes down on the ground, and then let your heels fall inward. We're trying to get the entire inside of the leg down onto the floor. There's not really any big cues for this. You might open your legs more or less depending on the comfort. We're holding for about 30 seconds. Well done, guys. Moving right along, turning ourselves over into a supine or a face-up position. I'm going to grab some pads just to make myself a little bit more comfortable for a supine butterfly. So I kind of fuss with these a little too much, but make yourself comfortable as best you need. We'll do better every time we do this. Bringing the bottoms of your feet together, pull them in as close to you as you can, and let your knees open up out to the side. Position the pad so it's underneath your back. Maybe you can also support your head with the pad or the blanket, or additional pads or blankets, and then just let yourself relax down. Focus on drawing the knees to the floor, maybe rocking them back and forth, whatever your hips will allow you to do. Holding here for about 30 seconds. Well done, guys. Coming out of that, go ahead and shove the blankets, the pads, whatever you were using out of the way, and let's set up for supine pigeon. Come down to lay flat on your back, knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Raise your left leg and cross the ankle over the right knee, and then draw the left knee open. Push it away from your face. Flexing both feet, keep both feet active. Keep that knee pushing away from you. That'll keep the hip active. Don't let it come in, right? Keep it open. Let that hip open up that knee by itself. You don't even have to push on it. And from here, raise up the right leg as far as comfortable. If your butt comes off the ground, put it back on the ground. Don't let your butt raise, right? Just like this again, we're trying to keep the butt down. You can use your hands to kind of glide the left leg closer to you, but definitely keep the hip active and keep opening that knee. Holding here, guys, for a total of 30 seconds. Well done, guys, coming out of that. Go ahead and set yourselves up again with the opposite leg crossing over. All of the same cues from the previous one apply. Flexing both feet. Draw that knee open. Use the muscles in the hip to open that knee, and then raise the leg up off the floor, drawing that leg closer to you. Holding for a total of 30 seconds. All right, guys, come up to a seated position and grab those blocks or bolsters or blankets, whatever you have, for a wide leg forward fold. Now, with your legs extended out in front of you, when you open them out to the sides, if your back does this kind of round thing like this, you definitely need to put something under it. This will help you sit up tall and really lengthen out the hamstrings. If it's still, even if you got one thing and it's still a little curled, grab a second thing to sit on. You will find this so much easier to sit up straight, keeping your back flat, your hamstrings long. You'll move through the stretch much easier. Now that we're all comfy, your legs open as far as you can keep your back flat, and your knees and your toes up to the sky, right? So only open up your legs as far as your knees and toes can point to the sky and your back is flat. From there, shove your belly to the ground, your sternum forward, and your forehead shoots forward also. This will elongate all the muscles down your posterior chain and into your hips. Remember not to let your toes drop. Keep your toes and your knees pointing towards the ceiling. Keep your legs active and reach. Bend those elbows and reach. Holding here for about 20 to 30 seconds. Keeping your body in that same position, send your arms to one leg and then tap the foot with the opposite hand, right? Bringing the left hand past the left leg, tap it with the right, and then opposite. Making yourself go deeper and deeper, as comfortable as you can possibly be, aiming for 10 complete sweeps. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.